I'm Jay James. I live here in Darlington now. I grew up here, came back to Darlington after finishing education in U.S. Army. I came back here, practiced law from 1974 until early this year when I retired. And my father was a member when I grew up, and when I moved back, I became a member in 1974. And have been a member every month since then. Well, my father grew up on a farm in Darlington County, and they would probably not have been members. Then my father went to the Citadel, and then he went into World War II and went to Europe and came back, and he joined the country club sometime after he came back from World War II. And he had never played golf before. He had been a good baseball player. He played golf for 2 or 3 years, and he was left-handed. And being left-handed was a handicap back then. And he played golf for 2 or 3 years and decided that other things were better ways for his recreation. But he knew that his family, his 2 sons, would enjoy the country club, and so we came out here. I learned to swim out here, as did my brother. We learned to swim down on Black Creek, and we swam down there until about 1960, and then they built the new swimming pool here. But we still like to go down to Black Creek, and but we swam up here, and but he was a member just so that my brother and I could use the country club, and he also he knew that having members in the country club was important for the community. And even after his sons became members, he remained a member for most of his life, and would come out here for social events and to eat lunch a couple of times a week. Growing up out here, learning to play golf, I became not a great player, but I was a decent player. I could shoot in the 70s and broke par once or twice, and I was on the golf team here, and there were other young people out here that played golf. Of course, we swam out here. There were dances for the young people out here, and then when I came back and became a member, and I played golf out here probably 75 times a year, playing golf, and we had for a few years we had a regular foursome. And a regular foursome is a great thing. We would not play 5 or 6 like they do too often, but we would just play 4. And 2 of them, unfortunately, passed away before I did. One of them was a man named Bubba Cox, and he and his family had been members for many years. And then there was Stuart Chapman. He was the Englishman. And I loved to play golf with Stuart Chapman. And he was a pretty good golfer. And he could talk about how he was from Troon. But Stuart Chapman was a colorful character. And we had many, many good rounds of golf together, and drink a beer and play golf together. But a regular foursome. I mean, of course, I played golf with many other people out here, and again, I maintained a decent game of golf, and so golf is a lot more fun if you play decently versus shooting 1,000. Members of the club got it started back in 1926, and some of them were, of course, alive when I was a young man, and I remember them, and I knew that some of them had been decent golfers back in the 20s and the 30s and the 40s, and some of them were probably decent golfers even then, but they were parts of this community, and they knew that this was something that a country club would benefit from, and that it would benefit the country club. And And then when I became an adult and practiced law, I knew that this was one of the assets in the community, and we needed to keep it. We needed to make it better. And it's been through good times, better times, and times not as good. But it's I'm so proud of the way it's going right now, with the way it's being managed, and the facility is just the best it's been in my 50-plus years of playing golf out here and being a member. I started playing golf, I think, when I was 12 years old. That would have been in 1958. And it was a 9-hole course, and you have slightly different tees on each hole. One set of tees would be the front 9, and one would be the back 9. It was a par 71. Of course, the equipment you used back then didn't hit it as far as what they have now, and the holes were somewhat shorter. But we did have one par 5 back then. It was number 4 on the front side and 13 on the back side. It was a par 5 that was probably 550 yards, and it was uphill, a very steep uphill at the end. It's now, then was the 18th green at one time, but now the 18th green is moved back to the clubhouse. And but I can remember back then. I can remember when we extended the green on what's now number 15. It was number 3 and number 12 then. I can remember when we went across Black Creek to the par 3. It was number 2 and number 11 then. It's now number 14. But it was a swinging bridge, and you couldn't take a golf cart across there. You'd have to walk across there and take what clubs you needed, and you would hope you would get on the green with your tee-ball, so you just have to take one club and a driver. But often we had to take some extra clubs, and because we did not successfully get on the green. But I remember that, and then I remember it becoming a 18-hole course. I think it opened in the summer of 1964. That would be when I finished high school, and then I went off to college, and so I didn't get to play much on it as the course started. But if I remember correctly, the first Southern 500 was in 1965, and I would have been, since I was more than 18, I'm almost sure that I played in the tournament and didn't do very good, but I played in the tournament, and I played in many of the tournaments from the 60s up until about 1995, and then I decided I wasn't good enough anymore. And then I've watched the improvements that we have made in this course over the years, and I've seen it when we got irrigation on the greens. We got better irrigation on the fairway. We got irrigation on the fairways, and then of course we had some irrigation on the green, but I can remember when we didn't have irrigation on the fairways, and if it would be a hot, dry summer, you could hit it a long way, but it wasn't very green. And but we got the water system in about 1987 or 1988, and it's been improved since then. But the golf course is just so wonderful now with the resources that have been put into the club by the new ownership, and I just wish I could still play golf like I could back then. But this is just a wonderful facility, and good golfers who come here and play here, and we have a few good golfers who are members out here. They really appreciate this facility. I mean, it is a nice old golf course, and it's something this community should take great pride in. I certainly do, and I'll be a member until I can't be a member, which will probably be when they cremate me. I have not played the course since he made these changes to it, and I do consider them to be nice improvements. And it makes the course, I think, easier for him to manage. It makes the course look more distinctive, and it's a pretty course. He's got much better bunkers now than he had when I was coming up, and the greens out there, I do go out and putt out there a little bit, and the greens out there are just the best I've ever seen out here, about the best you'll see anywhere. They are just magnificent.